What's going on, everybody? You got the Crazy Dog back for another video. And in this video, I will be answering your guys' questions that you sent me in my previous video. And there's some really good questions in here. And as expected, there are quite a few troll questions, which I will not be answering. So, sorry. So anyways, let's get on to it. Let's get on with it. First question comes from BrownsFan64. He actually sent me two questions. And the first one is, why don't you ever talk about the tribe? Well, I mean, did you expect me to do a video every freaking game? If so, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not going to do a video for every single game. I will do an Indians video when the Indian, maybe like I'll do an Indians video soon. How about that? Does that appease you? Don't worry, there'll be an Indians video coming. God. Alright, so next question he asked was, how long do you think our top 5 draft picks will stay in Cleveland? I'm referring to most of our players being busts or leaving in free agency. It's a good question, actually. I think the players, our top 5 draft picks, will stay here as long as we want them. Now, if they all, are amazing, I don't see them leaving. This team would not let them leave. I hope. But if they're busts, then, the door's right there. They can leave. Because I don't want guys that are going to be horrible on this team. I want a team that can contend, not a team that's going to be in the basement for the next 20 years. All right, so next question comes from BVO TV, who's a Packer fan. He actually sent me 2 questions as well. His first question was, how long have you been a Browns fan? Also, thoughts on Green Bay Packers season this year? I've been a Browns fan since 1999 when we actually had a team to root for. And I think the Packers are going to be a very good team this year, led by a very good quarterback with a very good receiving core, very good defense, especially that secondary, with Clinton Dix. That team's going to be good. I wouldn't be surprised if they made the NFC Championship game. And again, I would not be surprised if they made the Super Bowl, as I am predicting them to make the Super Bowl against the Steelers, believe it or not. I'm not going to be that kind of person saying the Browns are going to make the Super Bowl. Heck no. We'd be lucky to probably win 8 games. Come on now. Alright, so his next question was, who's your favorite team and most hated team in the NFC and AFC? Well, in the AFC, my favorite team is the Browns, of course. And my most hated team in the AFC is the Bengals, because they're our little cousin down south. Because the same guy formed both teams, Paul Brown. Which is why we're named the Browns. I still think we shouldn't have been called the Browns. I mean, I'm pretty sure they could have thought of something better than Browns. Come on now. Well, I mean, it'll do, It's something. It's got history to it. Alright, so, NFC. I don't really have a favorite team in the NFC, but I do like the Packers, and I do like the Cardinals. But, I like the Cardinals. I mean, yeah, those are really not my 2 favorite teams in the NFC. I don't really, pay attention that much to the NFC side of things. I'm more of a AFC because my team's there. But most hated team in the NFC, that is the Seahawks because of their bandwagon fan base. Definitely. Bandwagon. I hate it. It really destroys a good fan base. Like if you were to go to Seattle and you just pick out a random fan, let's say that fan is wearing a Russell Wilson jersey, and you ask them, who was the running back in the 2006 Seahawks team? They probably would not know who it was. And the answer would be Shaun Alexander. Or if you ask them, who was the head coach before Pete Carroll? They probably wouldn't know that either. And the answer would be Mike Holmgren. So, yeah. They think they know a lot, but they really don't. Alright, so there you go. Thanks for the question. Next question comes from C-Raw. What are your thoughts on 30 for 30 Believeland? I loved it. Got really emotional at times during that documentary, especially when they put in the new ending with the Cavs winning the NBA title. Reliving that moment from the time that buzzer sounded to LeBron's famous statement, Cleveland, this is for you. That whole sequence just got me emotional. And it still does to this day. Alright, next question from King Clutch. Asked, how long do you think it will be before the Browns can contend for a Super Bowl? Well, if the front office actually drafts good players and Hugh Jackson can do his thing at coaching them up, I think maybe 4 years. 4 good drafts. I wouldn't doubt it. Alright, Luke Loving asked me who my favorite player is. He didn't say whether it was Browns or NFL, so I'm just going to do Browns and NFL. My favorite Browns player is Joe Hayden, because he actually lives like not too far from me. And he's a boss, you know. He's a great player. I like him a lot. Not to mention, I liked him since we drafted him. He's a beast. And my favorite player in the NFL is Honey Badger. We almost drafted him. But no, we drafted Leon McFadden. Bruh. Come on now. If Honey Badger is on the board, you take him. Bruh. No matter what his off-the-field issues are. They can be fixed. But no, let's draft Leon McFadden. And where is he now? I don't even know. Alright, moving on. Next question from Steele Jackson. What team you hate the most in the AFC North, and who is your most hated player in the NFL, and why? Well, it's pretty obvious who my most hated team in the AFC North is, and that is the Bengals, because they're like a little cousin down south. I hate them, and I hate everything about them. I hate their team. I hate their logo. I hate their fans. Bruh, like, not to mention with what they did against the Steelers, throwing crap at Big Ben. I mean, I hate the Steelers, but you don't do that. God, they deserve everything that they get. I mean, they haven't won a playoff game in 25 plus years. 27 years, I think it was. 25, 26. It's around there. Like, come on now. It's an embarrassment. You make the playoffs and you don't win a freaking playoff game. And not to mention, Marvin Lewis is 0-7 in the playoffs. And they still have him there. Dude, really? You're sounding worse than the Browns. Oh, wait, that's right. I mean, no, you're not. No, they're not as bad as us. But their front office is pretty bad. Bruh, come on now. Come on now, Cincy. Now, most hated player in the NFL, Odell Beckham, believe it or not. Because he's a little baby. He's always whining and trying to get calls, but come on now. Especially with what he did against Josh Norman, getting into, little hissy fights with him, and it's like, dude, come on, play football. Stop with that nonsense. All right, next question comes from Jet Central. How come you don't like the Eagles? Haha. Well, funny thing is, I actually, don't really hate the Eagles. I'm just trash talking them because we play them week 1. After week 1, I'm not going to really talk about them or their fans unless their fans really do say something really, really stupid. Like, we're going to win the Super Bowl, or, they're actually going to do this or do that. They do something stupid, I may talk about them, but I'm not really going to talk about them that much after week 1. Unless they say something stupid, like I just said. Just said it like 3 times. All right, last question comes from New Englander 97. And he asked, do you think the Browns will draft a starting QB in the next draft, or do you think they will keep RG3? Well, if RG3 plays as good as he's been playing, I don't think we're going to have a reason to draft another quarterback. And I would prefer we don't draft another quarterback because we need to address the other positions on this team. Like maybe defense, cornerback, defensive line, middle linebacker, safety, middle, anything. I mean, even get another receiver or something. There's a lot of guys out there that we can get. We don't always have to get a quarterback. I don't think we're going to get a quarterback next year if RG3 does good. But if he gets injured a lot, we'll see. I mean, we already drafted Cody Kessler. I mean, we got Austin Davis, Cody Kessler, Josh McCown, and RG3. Granted, I don't think Austin Davis is going to be on this roster week 1. I really do think we're going to get rid of him. But that's a good question. So that's going to do it for the questions. Thank you to all who asked me a legit football question, and to you guys who asked me a troll question. You guys are hilarious. I actually laughed at some of them. There was actually like one or two that made me like, what? What'd you ask me that for? Fool, get out of here. So, anyways, I'm Crazy Dog 99. Hope you all have a great day. Go Browns, and I'm out.